Welcome back, everyone. I'm Stepek. I am the owner of an independent horror bookstore called godless.com. I'm also the owner of a book formatting services and cover creation thing called GOD PLUTONIUM. You can check that out at god94.com or just go to Godless and look in the services section. The biggest complaint I always get about books on Godless, since it's a DIY platform where authors and publishers create their own files, is that the books are formatted wrong and people get this jumbled nonsense that they can't even read. This is the second part of our video tutorial about formatting books and making sure that they are exported correctly when you turn them into ePubs, which are HTML files. This is going to be all about exporting, and it's really important that you pay attention to all the details. You can go buy this full class at godless.com or god94.com and you'll get the source files in there. So you'll never, ever have to pay anyone for a correctly formatted book ever again. Enjoy the show. Okay, everyone, here's the second part of our formatting a digital ebook file for your Kindle and beyond. So let's open our document in InDesign. This is Diarrhea Mouth by our good friend El Grosso. What I'm going to need you guys to do here, and you'll thank me later on, is go through every single image in your file and make sure they're exporting correctly and that they're anchored. So select the cover image, go to Object Export Options, save it as the cover, rasterize content, content layout option center, and insert a page break before the image. We're going to go do the same thing to the title page. So select the image, go to Object Export Options. We're going to do that as a front matter. We're going to rasterize content as a PNG, custom layout, select, center it, and insert a page break again before the image. Important. Now we're going to move down to the copyright page and we'll do the publisher header, Object Export Options, save it as a front matter or whatever you want to do. Do it as a PNG. Custom layout options, again centered, and a page break before, because we don't want all these pages to run together. So we've got a copyright page and we don't want that mixed in with like everything else. Let's go down to our first chapter. Select that image, go to Object Export Options. Having trouble finding that, huh? This is going to be a chapter, and this is going to be rasterizing content as a PNG. You want to do that so it remains transparent. Custom layout option center, and insert a page break again before that. Let's go down to one of our chapter breaks. Select that little chapter break. See that anchor? It's anchored over there on the left with our returns. I talked about that in the last one. Super important, you guys. If you don't anchor them, they're going to end up at the end of your document. So go to Object again, Object Export Options. We're going to do this as a subchapter, rasterize content as a PNG. And then we're going to center that, and do not select page break here because we want our chapter breaks to flow into the content. We'll go do this second chapter again just so you can see what we did for the second time. Make sure that anchors over there on all your images that are in the text and in your book content. Object Export Options. This is a chapter. We're going to rasterize the content as a PNG. For our custom layout, we want that centered, and we do want a page break here because it is a new chapter, a new page. And we'll do this one final chapter break. Select it, make sure it's anchored. Go up to your Object Export Options. This subchapter, rasterizing content as a PNG, custom layout, we want that centered. And once again, no page break, you guys. Do not select it here. You want this to be integrated into your book and your text. So take a look, save that bad boy, and get ready to export. Okay, now we're going to export your file as a PDF. It's important to do PDFs even for ebooks, so you give people the option to not only be able to read ePubs or MOBI files, but to also be able to do PDFs. Really important. So go over here to the left under File and go to Export, right? Select your file and do it as a PDF interactive. That way you can have links within the file, and since this is for digital, you're good to go that way. So name your file as obviously as a PDF and go into Save. Okay, you're going to get some compression options here. I usually do it around this because this is an ebook. Like I said, I do a JPEG, and I'll do it at like 150. So save that file. You might get some pop-ups, don't worry about that. And that exports very nicely. And it should open right up in Acrobat so you can look at the file. Here's the file. Notice that all the formatting was completely retained because this is a PDF and not an HTML document, which is what an ePub and a MOBI file are. I don't know where that pop-up came from, but fuck that shit. Okay, so go down, make sure everything's in place and everything looks good. Now we're going to export a fixed format ePub. And for what if you guys don't know what that is, it is a formatted ePub, okay? So go up here to export, name your file, select a fixed layout ePub. Got that? It's really important. There's two different versions. And go up here and name this so you can differentiate between the fixed format and a Kindle format or a reflowable format. So press save right there. Okay. Now you're going to want to do that as an ePub 3.0. Make sure you get all your pages in there. They export the image. Rasterize, every page, and then go up here to that. Okay, go down in your metadata section over here on the left and name your book. This is 𝗘𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗞. Too bad I can't spell diarrhea. I've always had a problem with that word. That's why I always say it. So our author is 𝗘𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗥. The date of the release is going to be today or whenever I made these files. Just put it on your release date right in there. We'll just add a description in here. That's the grossest book ever written. I think it's important that people know that. So just take your cover blurb and throw it in there. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I'm trying to just fill up some space so I can give you guys a clue for what this is. And I can't type because I get nervous when I'm recording myself. Publisher is, as we put in the document, 𝗘𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗢 Publishing. So drop that in there. Do our rights. Say something like, 2024. Copyright 2024. 𝗘𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗢 Publishing. And subject for the metadata. I usually just put in horror, but you can put in horror, splatter, romance, whatever you want it to be, just so that the metadata shines through when you export your documents. Okay, go there to save, and this will automatically open up in your ebook reader. On my computer, it's Apple Books, so you can see what a fixed format looks like because it looks pretty rad. I wish more people would use readers like eBooks or Google Reads or Google Books or whatever, because you get this much better formatting. Just so you know, Amazon doesn't let you upload fixed format published books into Kindle unless they're picture books, graphic novels, or children's books that require a lot of images. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going through here and I'm looking to make sure everything's in place. All my sub-chapters, my chapter breaks, my chapters, everything's in place there. And making sure that it looks good. And it does look good. Okay, here is our big final. Step 13, exporting the Kindle format, which is a reflowable ePub file. So go up here in the left under File, go to Export, scroll until you find a reflowable layout, and name that. I usually name these Kindle format so people know that they can use, that they're able to upload to a Kindle, or they can open them on their Kindle devices without everything being jumbled crazy. So once again, we go through here, we do the same settings. These are just the basic settings they give you. Go down to our metadata again, okay? Our title is Diarrhea Mouth. Our creator is El Grosso. The date is whatever date you want to release your book on. And your description, I copied that from the last one. That was the grossest book ever. The publisher is El Grosso Publishing. Right? Rights, 2024. El Grosso Publishing. You can put copyright in there. You don't have to. It's not really important. But it's just so you can get metadata in the file, so it's easy to search and find. Subject, I put horror. You can put romance, whatever you want, extreme horror. Okay, boom. Press OK and export that. Once again, it's opening with Apple Books, and you're going to see the difference here between reflowable format, which is for Kindle, and a fixed format. See how the chapter titles are up there on top? It's because of the way that these render into an HTML file. Don't forget, when you do a Kindle formatted file, you're going to export it essentially into a web page, so it can pick everything up. That's what these are. These are web pages that are, posing as books. So you go through that whole thing and you make sure everything looks good, right? And you're good to go. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope that these were really helpful to you. So if you want to go download this full class, I think it's over like 45 minutes, and get the source files so you can start creating and formatting your own books, and you will never, ever, ever have to pay anyone for a properly formatted and exported book ever again. Word up. Just go to godless.com, god94.com, or just swipe left on the Godless app. All that's on there.